Yo, 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 yo. Hmm. Interesting. Same thing's going on yesterday. It's going on now. Interesting. Well, I'll have to check that out. What's up, Calvin? What's going on? Man, I was on some plays yesterday. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Um, uh, man, yesterday, damn, that boy messed me up yesterday, boy. Mm. The number two receiver over that, Watson. Goodness gracious, man. He ain't bogus. He just I don't know. He ain't get the targets. It is what it is. Everybody on the team got some of that work except for him, man. Straight up. hmm So I guess I'll share this out since they won't let me. I'll say this right here. Yep. Talk about a couple. Couple lines, whatever the case may be. It is what it is, right? Almost done sharing this up real fast. Okay, okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie. Got a Thursday night game. I'll look into it right now, but definitely not a super big fan of that game. But I'm looking to it. But like I said yesterday, I was hmm, yesterday I was all over. I was all over this one play, well, a few plays, and uh, it just didn't pan out. So it is what it is. Um, um, got there with the three plays that I gave out. Got there with two of them, and didn't get there with the rest of them. Parlays didn't hit for me. I didn't post a lot, but they didn't hit for me. It is what it is. Um, looking at these games, I was looking at NBA preseason as well. So was looking at some need a little bit more news to see how I want to attack NBA preseason. Been cashing in that, hitting my bankroll bidders, missing a few things by one. But that's the life. That's the life we live in. That's the life we live in right now. Missing on a hook and stuff like that is weird. Um, But it is what it is. First things first. First things first. I did not look into this NFL game Thursday, but hey, we can take a look at it right now. Right now, I'm just breezing through some of these lines. We don't have no props up except for on Prospects. We have some props. Probably on some of these DFS, we got some props, and that's where we can take advantage of some of these early lines out, right? So I'll go through those in a second here. But I'm quite sure. Let me see what props do we have out for this San Francisco game. We have some passing props there, some receiving props, as well as some rushing props here, right? And some game specials. I've been playing some game specials. If you're playing on sites like FanDuel and DraftKings and stuff like that, we'll get to those probably tomorrow or something like that. But multiple game specials hit for somebody like Kareem Hunt yesterday. So, it is what it is, right? He hit that. I gave out that Russian prop. He hit that motherfucker in the first half, right? Damn near the first quarter. But, so overall here, looking at this game here, let's slide here. Let's just run it back here. Seattle and so we'll have Jordan Mason here. Kenneth Walker. I'll have some interest in Kenneth Walker for sure. In certain instances here, both these teams coming off a loss. Both these teams coming off a loss here, and some weird losses is that Arizona got down on San Francisco, beat them up, and then the Giants beat up on the Seahawks, right? So both of these teams looking for get back here. Debo, you had a nice catch coming over the middle there. And I want to say George Kittle had himself an okay game. So, it is what it is, right? Let's see, let me take this Arizona Green Bay game down. And we'll go back to the Seattle game. So, George Kittle, right? 12 targets, 8 receptions on 12 targets versus Arizona. Something that we'll keep in mind versus the Arizona team. He did have himself a game, 8 receptions on 12 targets. He has 4 receptions in 4 straight games. So he's somebody that we could definitely take a look at. Looking at his receiving props here, his total receptions is sitting at probably 4.5. Yeah, plus money. I wouldn't mind getting to 4. And then, like I said, his receiving line is sitting at 47.5. Might be something that you can look at. I mean, I think it's doable, even in alternates and stuff like that. We can definitely look at it, right? So let me get a duplicate up here. And let me close this out, right? Actually, let me close this out over here. So, I didn't look at any things. I was just messing around with this tool right here. So, defensively and things of that nature, what type of defenses these teams are playing and stuff like that. Just, because I really don't start digging in really hard until like right now. So, and then I'm trying to incorporate the game day insight. So I haven't used this tool as much as I would like to, but I'm using it now. So a few things that I did notice was I was noticing that Connor was gashing their ass, right? For nice chunks of yardage. So I'm kind of a little bit worried about that San Francisco run defense, but let's take a look at some of these. I really like passing props and stuff like that. So, receiving props. So let's take a look. San Francisco 49ers. Okay, so they're in the 70% zone, right? Running backs, targets, percentage. Slot wide receivers is probably like something that you probably don't want to go there, and wide receivers, right? So let's take a look here. San Francisco zone 70% of the time, and the rest man 29%. So they're doing a lot of zone there, right? So let's go with wide receivers, zone, and let's take a look at Seattle. So DK Metcalf and Jackson Smith from Jigba and Tyler Lockett. These guys got the routes on lock, right? Targets per route run. DK yards per route run 2.19. Average depth of target 13, right? This is versus zone. This is versus zone. Um, let's take a glimpse at man real fast. So, in man, these guys look really good in man, right? These guys look really good, man. In zone, they don't look as good as in zone as they look in man, right? The running back, Charbonnet, Kenneth Walker. Running backs look pretty good. Let me take a look here. Charbonnet still getting targeted, man. Even though Kenneth Walker is back, Charbonnet is still getting targeted. 3 receptions on 5 targets. He's got 3 receptions in every game except for the week 1. And you can write that off if you want, especially going up against this Denver team. But, it is what it is. But he's got 3 receptions in these games, so that's something that you could probably look at. Don't know what it's going to look like here. Let's see. Kenneth Walker. What is that? Receptions? Okay. So don't have his receptions out right now over here on this book. Maybe you can look at DraftKings. So maybe we'll have a little bit more props out, right? So I do want to take a look at Kittle. Let me see. So George Kittle, I want to take a look at the Seattle team here. And they are 40% man. No, 32% man, 68% zone, right? Running back target, what's that? Running back target percentage, 24% there. Slot wide receiver, right? So, uh, no, this, no. Seattle right here. Okay, so let me see. Um, let me see. Tight end versus zone. San Francisco. So, Kittle looks okay. 15 targets. What about man? What about man and zone? Okay. Um, what about wide receiver zone. Okay, these kids do pretty good here. Yards per route run, ADOT. We'll see. Let me pull up another thing here. Overall defense versus position here. Let me see. Versus pass catcher. Let's go straight to the tight end. Let me cut the bullshit here. Right. Targets. It's not my favorite game. Seattle not the best versus tight ends. They haven't given up a touchdown. They're like mediocre all the way around. So I could see Kittle having some type of game here. Looking at the wide receivers here. Seattle did get gassed a while ago, or a couple games where they last. Seattle, 5 touchdowns to wide receivers. Okay. Well, I guess. The rushing yards, right? I think I've seen San Francisco, at least last game. Let me see, running backs, defense versus the run. San Francisco, where are they? Okay, week 5. Do they got some of their numbers out for week 5? So this won't be updated until tomorrow. I want to say. Okay. Well, I do like I do have interest here in the George Kittle, either receptions or yardage here. And I couldn't talk you off neither, Jordan Mason or Kenneth Walker getting in there. And, bounce back game for both of these teams. We'll see. We'll see how that's going to play out, right? As far as the rest of the league here, I was going through some things, okay? A few things I didn't make it through a lot, but this is a game that I could see that both teams can probably score in each half here. So you'll probably get that number at and I hit a parlay. I hit this parlay. I did my favorite 3 last week. And I hit that parlay. But for these two teams here, you'll get it at a plus 112. And for 2 touchdowns in each half, you'll get it at a plus 1900. Actually, I know one team that hit this number, and that was that Baltimore game, and I was all over that game, right? So, Jacksonville Jaguars and the Chicago Bears. I didn't really look at a lot for this game here. The Bears secondary has been playing pretty good. They've shown the ability to get gassed in the run game, though. So it's going to be an interesting game Sunday morning. So we'll figure it out. I'll definitely come back. It's just an early look, right? So Washington Commanders and Baltimore Ravens here. Now I'm right back in the interest column on this one here, right? So what like with Cincinnati, right? That game we already knew what it was supposed to be, how it was supposed to be, and speaking of Derrick Henry, he just really got there at the end of the game, right? How the teams were constructed was, how the defenses was like, Cincinnati, they don't really stop the run that good. And, Baltimore, they were vulnerable through the air. And, that's just, how it was. So right now, looking at this game here, I'm going to like this game. And if it flops, it flops, right? But I'm going to like this game. On first glance, I like this game. Just put it like that. You got Jaden Daniels, and you got Lamar, right? So, Jaden Daniels, he's had 40 yards. I want to say 40 yards rushing in every game. I mean, 39. We could throw him an extra yard. Just say, hey, 40 yards rushing in each and every last game. We don't have any lines out on the books, but we can look at some of these lines on Prize Picks that they have set, and you can get it like kind of like an early look, right? So, as some props. So I'll clear these because I had some guys up there. But I'm gonna like this game for same game parlays, so the usual suspects and things of that nature. So looking at Jaden Daniels, passing yards, he's went over this number in every game except for one, right? That's interesting there. And like I said, rushing yards for him, don't know what they got the rushing yards at, but we'll take a glance here. They don't have his rushing yards. 53, which is doable. 53, he's hit this number, what? 2 times this year, right? So we'll see what's going to have to happen here, right? He's still a rookie. So we're still evaluating him. You know, he's been playing great. He's been playing great. So I don't know if I'll bet that, but I can see instances where he can get there. Now, pass catchers and things of that nature. Now, I did take last week. I did take Amari Cooper. He ended up getting there, right? Versus this Commanders team. He would have had a better game if it would have been probably a better quarterback, right? I'll just keep it funky with you there. And so the verdict is still out on this Washington Commanders secondary. Now, I knew that Baltimore would have to be passing the ball on the Bengals, and I did end up getting there with Flowers, and he prevailed, right? So, looking at some of these stats here, one play just like last night, where I think we can, we could probably, get a edge at is in the tight end position here, right? So, and just like last night, Kansas City and Baltimore, they've been up there flirting around the top 3, top 5, like all season long in this area, right? So targets, Kansas City, number 1, Baltimore, and Clippers. Chargers and Baltimore, right? Only thing in between Kansas City and the top 3 here, they haven't given up any touchdowns, neither one of these teams. Receptions, they're giving up receptions to the tight end spot. Baltimore number 3 on the season. Yards, Baltimore number 2, yards per catch. Baltimore top 5, they number 4. Air yards, Baltimore probably number 1, right? I didn't go back and look at some of those past performances. And so some of these tight ends, I didn't go look at some of the past performances, but, it is what it is, right? Air yards, red zone targets. Long story short, at the end of the day, I'll be interested to see what the numbers are going to be like for somebody like Zach Ertz, right? So Zach Ertz has been involved in this offense, and I wouldn't say early and often, but he is involved in this offense. Somebody we can look at, just like last night. So he's had 3 receptions in every game except for 1, right? I'd imagine his reception is going to open up at 2.5, but it'll probably be juiced, right? Targets, last game versus Cleveland, he had 8 targets. Only converted 2. I didn't like that because I did have him for 2.5 catches. I took an L there. But, 3 targets, 3 for 3 versus Arizona, versus Cincinnati, 5 for 5, 4 for 4 for the Giants, and 3 out of 4 versus Tampa Bay. I do think he can get to 3 receptions, and his his line right now, his receiving yards line is at let's see. His receiving yards line is at it was 26 and a half, which I think is doable. He's hit this number what, 3 out of his last 5 games. But, you can probably say, hey, versus Cleveland and Arizona, they did beat the crap out of them, right? So I think that's Zach Ertz is in play. I got my notes out right here. Or better, I can just go over here to Outlier, and I'll just get over here, and I'll go Ertz. And whatever lines, we only got a few lines up, but early lines are the best lines, right? I'll add this to my list over here. Add to my picks. I ain't playing it yet, but I'm adding it over there, right? I'm probably gonna end up putting it in there. Who knows? Now, we've seen what the receivers have done versus this Baltimore defense as well. So you had Chase and you got T. Higgins on the other side, and shout out to T. Higgins for getting there with the catches. They just dangled those catches out there for us all week long at 4.5 at plus money. Never went nowhere, and we snatched that up. But now the numbers probably don't support it a lot there, but right now, I don't, let me see, week 5. Let me put just week 5 there. So, week 5. So they did get burned for 4 touchdowns this week, right? That was, they did get burned for 4 touchdowns, right? And that was to wide receivers. But of course, you ran across. That was week 5, and of course, you ran across. You know who you ran across. They ran across. So that's an interesting right there. But they do have four. I'll just, what? I'll let me see what they did, what they was looking like prior to this game without week 5 being up there. Receptions. Touchdowns are probably going to be 4. Baltimore. Right here. So prior to that game last week, they were meh, right? Meh. But they were getting hit. They were getting hit, though. They've been able to give up yardage and stuff like that to wide receivers. So, you get a guy, the number 1 guy out there in the secondary is going to be Scary Terry. So these are the 2 guys that I'm going to be looking at in the past. Would be Zach Ertz and Terry McLaurin, right? The Terry McLaurin is pretty good, and the rapport between him and the quarterback is getting better. Actually, getting better and better every week. So last week, 4 receptions, 118 yards. He had a 66-yarder here. He had a 55-yarder here versus Cincinnati. And those are some things we can take a look at too. Explosive plays, 100-yard games allowed and stuff like that. So let's take a look, right? 100-yard rushers. This is up until, no, that's probably all. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's probably all. Baltimore allowed 300-yard receivers. So, it can happen. Explosive plays here. Let me see something. Explosive plays, right? Rushing explosive plays. Receiving explosive plays. Deep left, deep right, deep middle, whatever, right? 15 plus yards. 20 plus yards, right? Explosive plays, Jaguars, Ravens, right? So Ravens, explosive plays allow 20 plus yards. Ravens, number 2, right? Let me plug up this. So Ravens are number 2 when in explosive plays down the field, 20 yards or more. What about deep left? Let's see. Let's put a deep left on there and see what they do. Right. So look at this. The Rams, right? Deep left, explosive plays, explosive play targets, 8. So they're like 8 for 8. Every time they go into that left side against the Rams, they cashing, right? Average depth of target, 28. 30 plus yards, 40 plus yards, 50 plus yards, right? So yeah, they Rams on that left side, they're getting gashed. The Ravens. Five explosive plays to that left side. 4 explosive. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. How is this? Let me see. Explosive plays 5. Explosive targets. So what I would say is they got 5 explosive plays, 4 explosive. I would say 4 of those targets had to be at least 20 yards, right? So since it's 4 or 5, probably one of them was probably less than 20 yards, but got took, deep, whatever the case may be. But that's only the left side. What about deep right, right? Let's see. Ravens, 6 for 6. So it's like both sides they've been getting hit, right? And then both sides, for the explosive plays and explosive targets. But, it is what it is. So, long story short, top 2 teams in the secondary, right as of right now, the Jaguars and the Ravens. Man, hey, okay. I haven't looked at this, and it's interesting, right? It's interesting. Rushing explosive plays. 15 yards or more, or 20 yards or more for the or 15 yards or more for the defense. The Browns Commanders, and that's what I was getting to next. So the Commanders, one of my next plays here would be would be Derrick Henry, right? So Derrick Henry, the Washington. So defensive versus the run. Boom, we click on running back here, and we will see. I would say probably attempts. Now, attempts are probably down because Washington have been beating the mess out of people, right? The yards right here, Washington, like right here, like 7th or 8th. Yards per carry, they number 1, right? And that's whatever, right? They've given up 3 rushing touchdowns. Miami, something to come to look at. They've given up 8 rushing touchdowns. Chicago's given up 6. And my Chicago team, we've been getting gashed in the run, when we can. Carolina, giving up 9 rushing touchdowns, but, it is what it is. So Washington haven't given up many rushing touchdowns, but yards per carry is up there. You know what I'm saying? So they've shown instances where they can be vulnerable in the run game. So you know who that is. That's Derrick Henry, right? So Tampa Bay and New Orleans, right? So, I mean, if New Orleans gonna come out there and get gashed like they just got gashed, Tampa Bay got something for their ass, right? I mean, you got Godwin on one side, and you got, you got, you got, damn, Mike. I mean, what's his name? Evans on one side and Godwin in the slot. I'm gonna end up liking Godwin. There's some bad blood over here between I forget the corner and Mike Evans. We'll touch on that a little bit later, but yeah, right. So I'm gonna end up liking. I'm gonna have some interest in Godwin for sure in this spot here. Let me see. Wide receivers here. Mm, Wide receivers. New Orleans right here. Interesting. They've only given up one touchdown to wide receivers. One touchdown to wide receivers. One touchdown to wide receivers. Um, for the best experience, usually NFL data will start updating Monday and be finalized. Right. That's first. It was only updating Wednesday. Now it's updating Monday and be finalized. Okay. So we're looking at New Orleans Saints, right? Play a lot of they playing zone. Let me see. New Orleans Saints. I'm gonna have to look into some of these historic numbers versus these guys too, because I know Mike Evans. What's his name? Lattimore. So Evans and Godwin look pretty good. These guys look okay in the passing versus the zone here. Let's see. What is this here? So Godwin and Evans is in the green here, right? Of course, I'm gonna like Godwin. What about tight end? Otten. Otten's been targeted pretty well in the last 3-4 weeks. Let's see. Tampa Bay. So, zone, Shaheed been looking pretty good, just like he looked good yesterday, right? This hasn't been updated yet, though. It might have been. Let's see the 10 in. Jamal Johnson, Foster Moreau. So the Chiefs, what were they doing? They was going 50-50 almost. Okay. I'll get back to this game, but I definitely can see myself betting on Godwin in this spot here. Cleveland Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles. Want to see who's going to be in and out in this spot here. The Colts and Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans probably take a rain check on this game here and see what we got a little bit later on into the see who's going to be back in the quarterback position. This Arizona Cardinals and Green Bay Packers game. This is definitely going to be one of those games where I'm going to look at the both teams to score a touchdown at in each half. I might have to go ahead and sprinkle on that now. And I did do some digging in this game here, and I'm definitely going to like Trey McBride here. You get this at a -108 right now. And who else did I have? Washington and so they have, and then this is probably some of the lowest odds I've probably seen, right? 2 touchdowns in each half since Baltimore scored this last week, man. That team hit that. And this week, they got it only at not even plus 1,100. So it's possible this might hit again. Just got to see what this Washington offense looking like, right? Who else did I have here? And the Arizona Cardinals and the Green Bay. In Green Bay, I think this team, this squad has the ability to hit this. We'll see, but okay, I got that in there, right? There was one more. Oh, the first game, Seattle. I think it can happen here, right? Both teams coming off L's, so I'm just putting this over here as candidates here. And the specials came out, right? I like to bet specials. You get plus money on that. I like to bet specials. Before I go back to that game, let's go back and take a look at these specials here. I really do like to bet specials, right? So, rushing prop specials here, right? So, these are fresh off the press right here. Jordan Mason and Kenneth Walker, the third, each to have 50 rushing yards in each half. You get that at a plus 17,000, right? Jordan Mason and Kenneth Walker to combine for 300 rushing yards. You get that at plus 9,500. Mason to record 30 rush yards in each quarter. Walker 20 in each quarter. Mason and Kenneth to combine for 250. Walker to record 50 in each half. Mason or Kenneth Walker to record 100 in each half. Like, hell no, I'm not betting that one. Mason, 20 each quarter. Mason and Walker, 30 in each half. That's an interesting one. 30 in each half for both running backs at 850. Walker, 10 rushing yards in each quarter at a plus 500. Mason and Walker each to have 25 in each half, plus 450. That's a candidate there, right? Both running backs to get 25 in each half is interesting. Them two to combine for 200 and plus 400. Kenneth Walker, 25 in each half at a plus 175. And Kenneth Walker, 5 rushing yards in each quarter at a plus 160. I like that. That's interesting. That's an okay bet for me. Receiving props. A lot of them. Damn. Plus 6,000. Brandon Ayuk and Debo to have 40 in each half? Nah, I don't know about that. Ayuk and Jigba to have 40 in each half. Ayuk 20 in each quarter, 3,800. Metcalf and 250. Ayuk to record 2 receptions each quarter, plus 3K. And Jigba 2 catches each quarter. Hey, these motherfuckers, hey, DK, they won't do that for DK. They won't do that for DK. I know they won't do that for DK. 2 receptions each quarter, they won't do that. Ayuk and Debo to combine for 250. Ayuk and Jibba for 250. Lockett 50 in each half. And Jibba 50. 50 in each half for Kittle. Jigba. And Jigba 10 yards in each quarter, 1,200. DK and Jigba 25 in each half, 1,200. Debo 10 in each quarter. Ayuk and Debo 25 in each half. Ayuk and Jigba. Ayuk 10 in each quarter. Plus 900. 50 in each half for DK, plus 850. Metcalf and Debo to have 25 in each half for plus 800. That's I like that bet. You just never know. I like that bet. I like that one. Devo and Metcalf 25 in each half, plus 800. DK and Jigba for 200. Interesting. To combine. Debo and Jigba 20 in each half, plus 750. Metcalf 10 in each quarter. They probably fuck around have to just hit me upside the head. 10 for him in each quarter at plus 700. It's very well possible, right? Kittle 5 in each quarter. Give me that, right? Give me that. I gotta take that shit. You're gonna have to kill me. I'm gonna take that. I'm taking that, right? DK Metcalf, Debo Samuel combined for you get that at plus 550. DK Metcalf and Debo Samuel combined for 200. And Jigba, let me put that shit up there right there. Bam. Put that up there. And Jigba, 5 receiving yards in each quarter for Jigba, plus 490. Debo, 5 receiving yards in each quarter, plus 480. That shit is not easy. Can't be that easy, right? It wouldn't be up there if it was that easy. But hey, if your research leads you there, then let's get it. Ayuk and Debo, DK, 420 to combine for 200. Ayuk 5 in each quarter, 410. Metcalf 5 in each quarter, 300. And Jigba 25 in each half, 320. Brandon Ayuk, 1 catch each quarter plus 280. Njigba, 1 reception each quarter plus 270. Ayuk, 25 in each half. And Metcalf, 25 in each half. So go back and look at those matchups, and I'm gonna be interested, man. I'm gonna be interested in some of those plays there, right? So if you guys like some of them, let me know, man. But some of those plays definitely look juicy right there, right? And not to keep this video to go long like that, I'm gonna go back to where we were, and I'm gonna go back to where we were, which was let's see. Arizona Cardinals and Green Bay Packers. If we're looking at some early lines, then we got so Amari Cooper, I'm gonna like that. I already said that. Chris Godwin, I'm gonna have interest there as well. Let me back it on up a little bit here, and so where's Trey? We don't have Trey McBride. Oh, okay. So all right. So I'm gonna have to write him down. Gonna be on the lookout for Trey McBride. All right. So long story short, we'll definitely be on the lookout for Trey McBride here. He came right back, got right into the fold, right? One of his Kyler Murray's favorite targets there. 6 receptions on 9 targets there. So good for 53 yards. Gonna be interesting to see what his numbers are gonna look like when they come out. Who are they playing against? They are playing against the Green Bay Packers, and the Green Bay Packers. They're in that zone 73% of the time. And I would say Arizona, he does look okay in that zone. Let's see, versus that zone there. Trey McBride. Targets per route run. So he's somebody that gets busy in his zone. So I wouldn't be opposed to getting to his numbers. Just gotta wait to see when they drop, right? He's gonna be somebody that I'm definitely gonna be looking at. Trey McBride, and let me come down here. The Houston Texans and New England Patriots here. It's gonna have to be early, but I'm gonna have to go right back to the well on the receptions for. I'm gonna have to go if it come out at 2.5. I'm going right back to the well on it on the receptions for Demario Douglas, right? He's leading the way over there. He had 9 targets versus Miami. Has 6 receptions there. His receptions come out at a low number. So Demario Douglas, I'll be looking at his. I'll be looking at his. Just waiting for his numbers to drop. So Demario Douglas, somebody who I'll be looking for. I don't think we have any lines for Douglas on prize picks. Might be a yardage prop. Let's see. Nope. So that's another guy that I'm gonna have my eye on. I just want to see if he's got 3 receptions, right? A 3 reception line. It might come out at 4, and I might consider that him. and or um, Hunter Henry, right? Um, last game, he's had 2 receptions in every game except for one. He had 8 receptions versus Seattle. Um, he's somebody that could be in play. Just gotta, I might temper my expectations, but as far as wide receiver side, I'll definitely be looking at Demario Douglas here. Okay, so he's somebody that we're gonna be looking at early and often. Somebody you can add to your fantasy team as well. And if we don't get Nico Collins, which I don't know what the numbers are, it's week to week. Yeah, he probably gonna. He probably. So it says Future Chronicle reports it takes a couple of weeks for a hamstring. Ryan said. So we'll evaluate him on week to week basis. I wouldn't play him this week. I wouldn't play him for this week. So Diggs, somebody like Tank Dell, and you never know who's going to be back there, man. Robert Woods, whatever, right? But Diggs and Tank Dell, we could look at those guys, see what their projection is going to be like, what their numbers going to be like. Tank Dell, if his receptions come out at 3.5, then I'll take that right off the bat, and we'll see what's going to happen. Still waiting on an explosion for him. Diggs, I imagine his reception is going to come out at 5.5. He hit this number in 3 of his last 5 games. He's somebody that I'll be looking at as well. But if we're going to get value on Tank Dell, then I'll look at him. Just got to see what the Nico Collins news is, right? That's where I'm at with that situation. The Chargers and the Broncos, like I just can't, right? I don't want no parts of that. Parts of this Vegas and the Steelers game here either. The Atlanta Falcons and Carolina Panthers here. I'm gonna have some interest here, right? I'm gonna have some interest here, all across the board, right? Versus this Carolina Panthers team. I am going to have some interest there. I want to see if they have. Let me see. Rush yards. Bijan Robinson, rush yards sitting at 71.5. He's only hit this number once this season, but I think he can get there in this spot. We'll see. We'll see, right? But I love this spot for the Carolina, for the Atlanta Falcons in general. What's the line on this? I don't mind that 6.5. We do have an over under 47.5 here. Interesting, right? Let me see something here. Carolina Panthers playing that zone a lot. 76. Zone. Darnell Moody and Drake London. Yeah, they're in the green, right? They're definitely in the green. Carolina Panthers playing their zone 76% of the time. So I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna like that 7, man. If you want that 7, I suggest you jump on that 7 right away at minus 105. I like it. I like it, right? I like it. I also like Algier. I like the Atlanta side of things here offensively. Let's see what they got here. Scoring. Falcons 3.5 touchdowns at plus 136. 3.5 touchdowns. I don't know. Should be. Bears winning at and stuff them up. I can see them hitting 3.5 touchdowns here. Race to 25. Race to 30. Race to 15. Race to 10. Okay. We don't have too many left. We might. Let's see. 71. I think that's doable here. So it seems like did they just drop these reception lines? Rush reception TDs. Not too many lines out there. Passing TDs, field goals made, pass attempts, pass completions, pass yards. That Jaden Daniels 220 is interesting. Okay. So I like the Falcons at 6.5 here. I can see instances. I'll put that over there for now. 6.5. Detroit Lions and Dallas Cowboys, right? So I kind of looked at this game, and we got some numbers out for this game, right? So teams have been having to pass on. Teams have been having to pass on this to keep up. You know what I'm saying? Versus the Detroit team, teams have been having to pass trying to keep up. You know. So defenses versus the pass, completions. Detroit. So here's some of the Detroit numbers right here versus the pass. Let's see something here. 4 TDs, yards attempts 6.99, 276 yards, completions. Team's been having a pass versus this team. The Cowboys, on the other hand, have no problem with passing, right? So I think this game, this is a candidate for. We have a whopping 52 total here, so this is a candidate for both teams to score in each half. One touchdown in each half. It's a minus 142. So if you want to use it as a parlay piece, you can. And then you got a plus 1100 for both teams to score 2 touchdowns in each half, right? The running game for Dallas is not, it's not all that, right? So I expect them boys to be passing, and numbers for guys like CD and Tolbert on the other side. I expect for these guys to, and Ferguson, I expect these guys to, be targeted heavily. So right now, on the come out, you're going to get Dak Prescott's yards at 259. I think he's hit this in every game. Well, he's hit this in every game except for 2. I expect the game script should have these boys passing. And, receptions here, receiving yards, rather. I'm definitely going to like some receiving yards here, especially if they got some of them out right now. I might as well have to jump on some of them, right? Let's see. CeeDee Lamb at 81 receiving yards. You can even look at Amon-Ra St. Brown. Ferguson at 49 receiving yards. I think that's a play. So I could talk you off of that, right? Then you're gonna have. Did they have Tolbert's numbers out over here on Prize Picks? No, they didn't. As of right now, they didn't. So if you want to jump on some of these props, I think you jump on them right now. You could even do a same game parlay for some of these games, right? Um, I can see you. I mean, game script definitely going to lead to should definitely lead to CeeDee Lamb and Ferguson. Like I said, even Amon Ra and Jameson Williams are in play. Amon Ra, we know he's getting his targets for sure. So that could be a play as well. But right now, I expect Dallas to be passing to try to stay in this game. So I definitely would be looking at Jake Ferguson and CeeDee Lamb there. Godwin, not out of the realm of possibilities here. He's 4-5 to this number. Definitely going to be looking at Godwin there. Amari Cooper, 55 yards. He's 2 of 3 in his last games. I'm going to be looking at Amari Cooper. And Zay Flowers definitely should be in line going up against this Washington team. And Zach Ertz, I like the 27.5, along with McLaurin. He's 2 for 3 to this number in his last 3 games. I like McLaurin as well. Brian Thomas Jr. is an interesting candidate here, right? He's 3 or 4 in his last 4 games to this number. Going up against my Bears, I probably would take a long look at him. DJ Moore definitely in play for the 58.5. George Kittle for his 49.5 is in play. I'm probably going to look at him for receptions though. I didn't see Metcalf. Oh, 89. Oh, no. 65 for Metcalf. He's in play. He missed it versus the Giants, but he's definitely in play. We'll look at his receptions as well. So, what I do want to take a look at is versus pass catches, right? Detroit receptions. So Detroit kind of okay versus tight ends, but whatever. Wide receivers here. Detroit. So they've been getting targeted heavily. Receptions, yards, Detroit up there. So this is their numbers right here to wide receivers. And Washington has given up Flowers. So Washington has given up the most touchdowns to wide receivers. So you could definitely look at Flowers, but I forgot to mention that early. But yeah, looking at the receptions and things of that nature, because of game script, I would say Detroit should be in line there. So you're gonna have CeeDee Lamb and stuff like that out there. Yards per catch. You're looking at San Francisco in some instances, LA. So Baltimore and Indianapolis, these guys are pretty true to their receptions. I know this for sure. Indy and Baltimore, they've been getting gashed out there. Philly can get gashed as well. Those are some secondaries that I do like to target there. So next would probably be take a look at so Cincinnati and the Bengals, right? It's gonna be an interesting game. I'll probably hold fast on what I got here, but I'm definitely going to like Malik Neighbors for sure. I'm quite sure he should be back from concussion. However you want to look at it, right? You're going to have T. Higgins on one side. You're going to have Jamar Chase on the other side. These guys continue to destroy. So it's going to be interesting, right? Cincinnati need to win. They 1-4. They need to win, right? Bad. At this point, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but, you know, this one here, I'll touch on it. You know, I'll wait till we get more news out. That's when we'll get lines out for this one. Probably by Wednesday, Thursday, we'll start getting more lines on DraftKings, and that's where I'll be starting to, I'll be starting to lay some money on these touchdown, scores and stuff like that. All right, so we'll be looking towards tomorrow and tomorrow on, right? Just want to give you guys a quick glimpse of some things that I like and people that I like, right? Because right now we only got one game out, but just something to look at, right? So again, looking at all these games here, I'm gonna I got interest in Kittle's receptions here. Both running backs can play for a touchdown, right? DK Metcalf receiving yards is pretty low, in the 60s. This Jacksonville Jaguars Chicago Bears game, I didn't really put anything together for this one mentally yet. I love this game here, the 52.5. Let's just hope this game lives up to the hype. Ertz, 2.5 receptions. I'm going to like that. Yardage props for McLaurin is in play. And McDaniels touchdown is not a real possibility for him and Lamar. Gonna like Henry, yards per carry. Washington's getting gashed a little bit. Yeah. Godwin, I'll be looking to go back to Godwin in this spot here. Rain check on New Orleans for right now. Guys like Shaheed looked good. Amari Cooper, I'm still going to like him in this spot here. And we'll see who's going to be in and out for Philly. Indianapolis Colts and Tennessee Titans here. I'm going to take a rain check on that game for right now. See if the quarterback who's going to be in and out. You need to see his Nico's going to be playing here. If he is, I'm going to like him. Demario Douglas, I like him if his receptions come out 2.5. 3.5, I'll think about it. A small lean towards the over 3.5 for Demario Douglas. But, Tank Dell and Diggs if there's no Nico Collins. Trey McBride. I like Trey McBride there in this game here. Arizona Cardinals, I like Trey McBride. I also couldn't talk you off a touchdown for neither running back here, whether it's Connor or Josh Jacobs. Shout out to Josh Jacobs for get that first touchdown, man. I got in on that at a -130 last week. Trey McBride, his receptions. If it comes out at a 4.5, I'll seriously consider taking that. Take a rain check on this game. I love the Falcons here. -6.5. I'm jumping on that -6.5 right now. And then Detroit Lions, we got a 52 over under in this game here. I like this game for both teams to score a touchdown in each half. I also like, I expect, the usual suspects. You got Tolbert on this side. Then you're going to have Lamb on the other side and Ferguson. I expect all those guys to get peppered with targets en route to trying to keep up with this Detroit Lions defense. offense. I expect Detroit Lions to put up points. We do have a 52.5 total here, so it is what it is, right? Cincinnati Bengals, definitely going to be looking at if we can get T. Higgins 4.5 receptions again, I'll take that again, right? So, it is what it is. That situation, I don't know about this Buffalo Bills game yet. I'll take a look at it another time. And, here's some candidates for both teams to score a touchdown in each half. Arizona and Green Bay, minus 108 there. Washington Commanders and Baltimore Ravens, minus 130 there, with the possibility of scoring 2. You'll get that at a plus 1100. San Francisco and Seattle, that game is Thursday night. It's a lean, right? Well, I think both of these teams can score a touchdown in each half. George Kittle, 5 receiving yards in each quarter at a plus 550. That's an interesting play. I'm going to play that, right? Atlanta Falcons, 6.5. And, numerous of props here. Numerous of props that are out already. Just in the receiving yards category here. Let's see. 64.5 is in play for DK. See if I can look ahead, not to some of these games that's coming on tonight, but ahead to some games, right? Terry McLaurin, I'll have to take a stab at that. Zach Ertz, I like Zach Ertz at 27.5. Godwin at 63.5, and Cooper at 63.5. 55.5. I like both of those. Darnell Mooney at 52.5 is in play. Drake London is in play. All these guys are in play. T. Higgins 54.5, and then Gary Wilson at 60.5. Like, yeah, man. Both of those guys are in play. And, for a tough matchup here, if you don't want to mess around with the outsides, Conklin has been, somebody to take the pressure off of Aaron Rodgers, across that middle. So he's in play. But T. Higgins I think T. Higgins is a pretty strong play on the other side there. I do like his receptions, but 54.5, I think he deserves to be up there, right? So, and this game here is a Sunday night game, so I probably can just, tip my expectations. Jamar Chase, you know who he is, right? 74.5, 79.5, like, yes, please, right? But for a 6-man, if you want to get to a 6-man, an early 6-man, I can see instances, in a receiving category. Cooper at 55 receiving yards, Chris Godwin at 63.5, Zach Ertz at 27.5, paired with McLaurin, 59.5, Ferguson, 49.5, CeeDee Lamb, 81.5. If you want to wait for receptions to come out, you can. But right here on this book, these lines will be moving, right? Some rush yards here that I like would be Jaden Daniels. He hit this twice. Lamar Jackson, interesting. Derrick Henry is a yes. Kyler Murray, he can hit this any given Sunday. Kind of his last 3 or 4, he's hit this number. Josh Jacobs, I would like to see him have a better outing. But he's in play for that 69.5. Bijan, I love this spot for Bijan. I just get frustrated with their running game. David Montgomery for a touchdown, yes, please. Rico Dowdle got 20 carries last game. Will it continue? I don't know. Cook versus the Jets. Breece Hall. Kenneth Walker, touchdowns. Mason's touchdown. That's about it, man. That's about it. Josh Allen, in this matchup, I can see him get to his rushing prop. So that's in play. If you want to get to his rushing prop, you probably want to get to it now. Passing yards. I looked at one guy. I looked at the 220 for. So Dak Prescott passing yards is in play, and the 235 for Carolina, it could be in play. Joe Burrow, it's probably a yes. 2 of 3 in his last 3. I don't bet a lot of passing yards though. I don't. Passing attempts. Okay, I'll probably be back tomorrow or Thursday morning. I'm going to look at some preseason news for basketball and good, quick, early glimpse of week 6, right? So it is what it is, guys. It is what it is, right? Peace out.